guys.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Welcome back.
Welcome back
To PassingLaughs podcast.
to PassingLaughs podcast.
The PassingLaughs podcast.
I'm just gonna start fucking recording.
Trademark.
Nope.
Oh!
Fuck that.
I'm waiting on a cue.
I can't work under this pressure!
Throw it at the very end. It'll throw people off.
I should have gone to a doctor 100%. The human condition is bullshit.
How many knives is too many knives?
I was just going to say something problematic.
I quit.
I
Nope.
don't believe any of that. You know what? Let's just move on.
And welcome back to the PassingLaughs podcast. I'm Ross.
I'm Haley.
I'm Beeves. I'm my own adult supervision, and today we are talking about hamsters.
Okay, we're only talking about hamsters if something embarrassing has happened to you involving a hamster.
Why is that, Haley?
Because we're talking about embarrassing moments.
That's what I meant.
Fuck. Welcome to our childhood, ladies and gentlemen. Spoiler alert, we were all fucking dorks, so...
Speak for yourself. I'm cool as fuck.
Okay, and one of us is also delusional, so...
Hey!
Hey!
I resent that.
You represent that.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, that was actually clean.
That was slick, dude. Alright, who wants to go first in this cavalcade of...
Who has the most embarrassing things to talk about? Beebs.
I've got 6.
Okay, Beebs is going first.
So I just added a little bit of a spicy title to each of these. This is called The Fall of the Fifth Grader.
The Fall of the Fifth Grader.
Yes,
by
it
Beebs.
was the original sin of me. Oh jeez.
Jesus
I'm
Christ, dude.
I'm preparing to talk about this, and like I'm getting sweats, like the nervous sweats. I'm like, I think I always this keeps me up at night. But essentially in 5th grade we had, I think our teacher was trying to teach us what's that discussion circle that they have?
The name
Socratic seminar. She was teaching us Socratic seminars.
What are you talking about?
It's where everybody like kind of gets into a circle and like discusses like their research and like papers and shit. I don't know. Long story short, I was sitting across from.
Well,
my
how old
teacher.
were you?
I was in 5th grade.
Jesus Christ, dude. That's a lot for fifth graders.
Well, it wasn't technically called a Socratic seminar. She didn't use the
Oh.
words, but it was formatted. I learned about it later in life, and I was like, that's just a
okay.
Socratic seminar.
Because I had in my head you were like talking to your mom and she's like, "Are you done with your homework?" Yeah, I'm just trying to square up what I'm going to talk about in the Socratic seminar today in class.
No, like it has a fancy name. I think it has a fancy name just for the sake of like being like
Because
uppity.
politicians use it
Yeah.
or something.
I don't know.
It's got to be.
But the concept of it is just really.
There's
it's
not
like-
enough syllables in this word. Make it longer.
Exactly.
All right.
It's just a discussion. But I happened to be seated across from my teacher, who was wearing a low-cut shirt.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
This was
I
in
love
5th
this.
grade. I was 11 years old, I think, and this is when boys start noticing things, and they start noticing 2 honking chi-chis right across the table.
Is that what we're going to go with?
Yeah, we're going with big honking
All
chi-chis.
Yeah,
And
no.
I hadn't realized I'd been staring because I was so transfixed. Apparently I was laser beaming these things because after the Socratic seminar, one of my classmates came up to me. He was like, "Hey, you okay, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Well, I just, I noticed somebody in the Socratic seminar was just really staring at, we're gonna call Mrs. Smith's boobs the whole time," and I was like, "Oh, that's weird. No, yeah, I would never do that."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I definitely had hot. I actually got lucky.
She
I
was
had
a good-looking teacher.
I had like 3 or 4 really hot teachers. Mrs. Smith, and Smith. And I don't think I ever got caught glancing or staring.
Well, this was literally the first time I'd
Noticed?
yeah, I'd be like, "Whoa."
Again, a lot of stuff is going to come back up whenever as we're talking about this, because a lot of this stuff has gotten pushed down over the years. Like, oh man, it was probably 5th grade for me too, actually.
Yeah, 5th grade. It's like, because we were also learning about sex ed in 5th grade too. So like,
Oh, yeah.
wait a second. I'm trying to think if
You're keyed up.
sex ed occurred after that moment. Because if it did, that kind of makes too much sense.
Did the teacher notice?
I'm sure she did.
Okay.
I mean,
she just had the class tonight.
Yeah, I think she
Good
had to be
for her.
professional. And
Good
I thank
for
her for
her.
that. Thank you so much, Mrs. Smith. I'm sorry if you're not listening. I was a degenerate 5th grader. I'm sorry.
Bless her heart.
Yeah,
I'm sure you weren't the only one.
true. All right, who's next? Let me live this down, please.
All right, I'll go.
All right.
Yeah, so all of these are probably going to be from when we were in middle school, high school, something like that. Because now, obviously, we don't get embarrassed by pretty much anything.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we wouldn't have a podcast if we cared about what people thought about us. So.
Actually, that's not true. I have to say something that recently happened that I am embarrassed about,
Oh dear.
Awesome.
revolving around this podcast.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go.
In our episode about superstitions, part 2,
Okay.
I am deeply ashamed to admit that I called pinto beans. Well, I said pinto beans when I meant to say black-eyed peas
As a New Year,
as a New Year's
staple.
superstition.
You
Yeah,
didn't check
Damn.
yourself, Haley.
I've wrecked myself.
Yeah.
You did. Because of
Embarrassed.
this will be the last episode.
I'm sorry, listeners.
I've
if you
ruined
enjoy our
everything.
Content.
All right. I'll let you guys choose. Wet or pennies?
Well, we gotta go wet.
God damn it.
Ugh, I don't know.
All right.
if I
We
want
no. It's not like that. All right. So it technically qualifies because I have been embarrassed about this, but most of the embarrassment is going to come from actually saying this on the podcast because not a lot of people know about this.
Oh, good.
I
I'm
think
ready.
outside of you guys, maybe. Oh, fuck it. Okay, so oh, God damn it. To all of the guys in my 8th grade class,
Oh, God.
this is what I was doing at 3 a.m. that night.
This is very cryptic.
So our school had a trip to Tybee Island every year that, kids either saved up for or at least were super stoked for every year. And it was just that grade that got to do it. So it was kind of like end of the middle school era, you got to go do this. Yeah.
Class trip.
Kind of, yeah. And it was vaguely masked as like a biology trip because we were doing somewhat school related stuff. It was like a couple hours. The rest of it was just going to the beach and hanging out with friends. Well, your boy, oh damn it, your boy drank too much, really just like soda and shit before he went to bed, and
Oh no.
me and let's see, I think it was 4 of us in each room, bunk beds, and I was on the top bunk. And so yeah, I had too much to drink, and I woke up in a puddle of my own making.
Oh no.
No one else woke up.
Oh, thank God.
No one else woke up.
Good.
This is why I was on the fence about telling it at all, because no one that would be affected by it knows that any of this existed. I'm serious. That happened. I took the weirdly light mattress out, put it in the shower,
Oh my.
turned the shower on, and then laid on it to make them think that I was sleepwalking.
Wow, that's 200 IQ actually.
My friends woke up to the shower being on and me yelling like I had just woken up. Yeah, and that's
Oh my God.
the story of me wetting the bed on Tybee Island.
So you were able to remove an entire mattress from the top bunk, get it into the bathroom without anyone waking up?
Sleeps hard.
Wait, who? Oh, don't say names.
I'm gonna bleep you out.
You're doxing him, dude.
Yeah.
Well, and those, the camp room mattresses are really light.
Yeah.
I've been to a
Yeah.
few camps where the mattresses are just like foam.
Yeah, I mean that's all it was. It was not an actual mattress, and it was only like a twin size, I guess. Like seriously, the most uncomfortable thing I've ever slept on. But yeah, it was.
I just want to talk about your approach to like concealing that, because I would not have thought to do that.
Yeah.
Well, so it starts out with me getting up and getting out of bed and realizing I got off of the top bunk and onto the ground, panicking, like not slowly at all. and no one woke up.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so everyone's fucking cashed out right now.
All right.
Let's see what we can get the fuck away with.
Oh my god.
So I just started dismantling the bed that I was on, starting with the blankets, and got those into the bedroom. No one woke up, or into the bathroom. No one woke up. Then took the thing off, and I was like, this is my only way out. It either works or it doesn't.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like, I don't know, a couple, maybe 100 kids. No one was the wiser. Caitlin did.
100 kids in the same room?
No.
That was 4-door room.
Oh.
Yeah.
But none of the kids knew.
Yeah, it was this weird, like, hotel that had been retrofitted for this biology thing that, like, always happens every year.
Cool.
Pretty cool setup. But yeah, woke up in the shower. No one was the wiser.
Damn.
It's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah. I'm genuinely impressed. That's very good.
But does that really count as embarrassing if nobody knew it happened?
I think the only reason I'm not embarrassed now is because he called it a 200 IQ. I'm not excited about the people that I went to school with finding out about this.
And listen, if they don't applaud your genius for that situation, then hey, listen.
Dude, I promise you, like, I have the faces of the two guys that were in there, and they were great friends of mine.
Right.
And they're gonna if they're never gonna fucking hear this, but if they were to, they'd be like, holy shit, that's what happened. But yeah,
You son of a bitch.
here we go.
This is a story called "Are You Ready?"
Oh,
Now, we've all been to the movies, right?
Yeah.
Audience, yeah.
Yeah.
unlike riding the bus, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, sometimes when you go to the movie theater, you have to go to the restroom. Either
Okay.
before or during, restroom stuff happens. Sometimes you got to drop a Mad Duke, and that's totally natural. So this is a story about two buddies of mine and I at the movies, waiting for the movie to start, and then me having to drop a Mad Duke right before. So,
I love this build-up.
yeah. So we all went to the restroom because they were like, well, we'll just use the restroom while you're doing your business too, since the movie's about to start. We just empty our tanks. I sit on the toilet, and I you know how you can you feel it in your body that you got a good one coming. You got a good one.
I think Haley does. I think she can relate.
Okay, thanks.
I'm sorry, we'll drop it.
But I knew I had a good one. So I knew that. So the way that the restroom was situated was that the stalls were situated right in front of the urinals. So I knew they were at the urinals. So feeling this coming, I say, "Are you ready?" out loud. I don't get a response because my body's just too quick with the draw, and it's just this glorious explosion. Probably one of my finest works. Because this restroom also didn't have it's one of those open air restrooms where it doesn't have the door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like the strategic curve.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm sure people from the outside must have heard it because it was loud. The movie theater speakers ain't got shit on this.
THX, eat your heart out.
Right. But I was laughing, but I didn't hear my friends laughing. So I was like, huh. So I finished business, wipe up, get out of there, and I see that they're outside and they're dying. They explained to me that the reason why they did not respond was because an elderly gentleman came in right at the moment where I asked the question. And they said they couldn't stay because they were about to bust out laughing so hard. And I can only imagine what this man was experiencing in his head. I can only imagine. I was embarrassed at the time, but right now I think it's the funniest shit ever. If that happened to me, if I went into a restroom and I heard, "Are you ready?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm ready."
What's happening?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I hope that old man's doing okay.
You probably shocked him into a heart attack right there, Beeps.
I mean, it was very loud. It was groundbreaking, literally.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's the opposite. Like in the moment, super embarrassing.
Yeah.
Best story ever now.
It's so funny. I still laugh about it sometimes.
Oh fuck, dude.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble.
Okay, Haley, what you got?
All right. Now we're going back to high school.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
All right. So I went to a very small school. My class had like, I don't know, 15 people in it or something. Same with the other grades. It was average class size, maybe 20, 15 people. So anytime there was a new person, it was very exciting.
Right.
Oh.
So, oh God, I'm all like nervous.
Oh no. Was it a boy? It was a boy, wasn't it?
All right. So we got this new guy, but he was in the grade above me. So I didn't get to interact with him much.
Spicy.
But I
Right.
thought that he was beautiful. And we had a field trip one time where a couple of the classes got to go together. And somehow,
Oh no.
I was lucky.
By fate. God's will.
Yes, we ended up in the same car because we didn't have buses, remember?
Right.
So it
Wait.
was,
Your entire high school didn't
No.
have buses?
Right, there were no buses at my school.
Oh, I
Everybody's
thought you were just bougie. I'm sorry.
No, we didn't have because people
Okay.
came from all over.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So it was me and the new guy and one of my friends whose mom was driving and then like one other person. And her mom had that cool van where like the seats turn around so you could face each other.
That's pretty sick, actually.
So
I bet she was on all the field trips.
Oh, she was. It was
Yeah.
awesome. And I was always in her car because we were like
Dude,
besties.
100
It was
points to
great.
her. Hell
So
yeah.
what was this? Some
So-
backseat
so-
action? What's happening?
Okay,
here?
all right. So we were facing each other and talking. Everybody's talking. And I already had the biggest crush on this guy. But then, like, we had a lot of things in common. And I just got so overwhelmed that I blurted out, I love you!
Oh no.
I
Oh.
didn't mean it like that. I just meant, like, wow, we have a lot in common. That's cool. But it came out as, I love you.
Oh no.
I'm so
Wait, did
embarrassed.
he take it that way? Or
Yeah.
like
But
I'm
did
pretty-
you mean it that way? Like, was that what you meant and you knew you needed to word it more strategic? Or
I didn't mean to say I love you because I didn't love him.
But that's what you were thinking.
No, I was thinking I like this guy, but it came out.
she didn't. So
Okay,
yeah.
a little context though.
Right.
At that time, that was a thing people would say to like their girlfriends and stuff,
Right.
like, "Oh my God, I love you." If it was,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
for
of
sure. It's but
it
if you
doesn't
don't
translate across genders like
wait,
that.
How
you
did
have to it's the inflection that matters there.
Wait, how did you approach damage control? Because the thing is out there. You have a split second to recover.
Yeah,
Were you like, I mean, I didn't mean,
Or was it like a lol JK?
it was basically like he looked really surprised with like this funny little smile. And I was just like, I didn't mean it like that. And then like everybody started laughing and I was just like, oh, well, this is my life now.
Dude, I feel like you were still in there, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like you were still in
As
there.
the girl,
Yeah.
I think you can land that plane.
Okay, but this story gets way worse from here.
Oh, there's
Yes.
more. Oh, no. I was like, yeah, that's embarrassing, but oh, dear. I'm ready.
Yeah, so,
I'm
you
ready.
know, that blew over, time went past, and I was just like, all right, it's fine. So I tried to be cool and, you know, get to know him and hang out and
Haley's rocking her shoulders.
yeah,
back and
because
forth.
I'm
glad you
so
said that.
Yeah, yeah.
uncomfortable right now. And I told one of my guy friends that I really liked this guy because he really wanted to know. You know, in high school, they're like, tell me who you like.
Yeah.
Oh, you only asked that question for one reason. I'm sorry.
For what reason?
You only ask a girl who they like if you're hoping that they're going to say yeah.
No. It was not that kind of
Oh, really?
relationship. No,
I'm reading too much of those.
Yeah.
All right.
but
been burned
the
too
thing
many
is,
I have been burned too many times.
the thing is,
Exactly 4 times.
He was really good friends with that other guy.
Oh, all right. Here we go.
And I was like, please do not say anything, please. And he was like, I give you my word or whatever bullshit.
Oh, Jesus.
Come to find out, well, I'll get to that in a
What?
second. Then the next few days, every time I would like walk into a room that the other guy that I liked was in, he would look at me, look panicked, and then
Oh,
leave the
no.
room. And this happened over and over. I'm not exaggerating. And eventually I found out that my friend had told him.
Yeah, of course.
And then he was avoiding me, though, like I was the plague. And I was just like, what the fuck?
Did you guys ever talk about it after that, or was
Who?
it just
Me and my friend? Or
no?
the other one?
You and boy.
He literally would not let me approach him.
Ever again?
Ever. And then
Did you ever speak to this guy again?
Then he left the school the next year.
Oh no!
Did I do that? I'm not that awkward. I'm sweating a lot, guys.
I'm not that awkward.
I'm sweating. Put that on a t-shirt.
I'm not that awkward.
I'm sweating.
I'm sweating. With a silhouette doing this.
Ugh.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Oh God. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, I've got secondhand anxiety from that.
Hey, did you ever confront your friend?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And-
I mean, I told him that he fucked everything up. He was like, "I'm so sorry. I thought he liked you, and I was trying to help."
You should have kicked him in the
Oh,
gooch.
this poor dude. Poor you, poor pretty boy, and fuck what's his dick.
Yeah.
No, screw that guy.
I mean, it was fine.
He gave you his word.
High school love. What are you gonna do?
It builds
What-
character. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, what pisses me off is he was fucking chivalrous enough to like use the phrase "I give you my word."
Listen, that was not a direct quote. I don't know what he said, but he promised.
Oh, bitch, fuck that guy.
He was a good friend.
Ross, what you got, my guy?
Let's see. Yeah, I only have the two, so this is not nearly as classically embarrassing as wetting your fucking bed on a school trip, but it involved the cops. I will say that the cops were
God.
called. It starts off a week before the events that happened. I told my friend that me and my current girlfriend at the time would go shopping with her after church that Sunday.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I just
Such a southern thing to do.
Right. So it was me, my girlfriend, my best friend, and this girl. Just really good friends. Me and what's her face were the only ones dating. Right. In between there, me and what's her face break up. But we've already made plans that we're kind of locked into.
No.
Wow. Well, I'm not. It turned into like awkward chicken. Like I'm not fucking gonna not go because of you. You know, we're all adults here, that kind of thing.
These
So
are
we all-
my friends.
basically.
Right.
Like it so it was understood that the girl that was taking us was driving, and then my best friend would sit in the front, and then obviously we would be in the back. Now me and my best friend have switched.
A road.
All right,
A road.
we're driving down this busy highway, and we're at a classically congested area on there.
Right.
So it's bumper to bumper, and we're inching forward, and I'm fucking bored. Like, and this ended up being a theme in my life. When I get bored, I get into trouble. So I reach into the driver's little ashtray thing,
Yeah.
and I take out a bunch of these pennies, and I start throwing them over the car, and they're landing on her side of the car and like making little dents, or not dents, but like little ticks.
Little pings, yeah.
And she's like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm just causing mischief, like just not
You're
causing
being
any
a
danger.
turd
I'm being a
teenager.
fucking turd,
Yeah.
and I'm doing this, and she finally figures it out, and she looks over, she's like, "Ross, what the fuck are you doing?" And then she crashes into the car in front.
oh,
So there I am, having basically caused a collision that my friend knows she can't blame me for because the cops are getting
Yeah,
called, and she's not going to be able to say he distracted me by throwing pennies.
Right.
So she's on the hook for all this.
God.
There's nothing I can say. I'm because still the dude's gonna be like, yeah, but she wasn't watching.
She
the
was
road."
on the wheel.
So I feel like a dickhead.
Yeah.
My recently ex-girlfriend
jeez.
is there to see it.
Oh, jeez.
My best friend is a classic roaster who is not letting up, and I just caused my other friend a couple $100
Yeah.
in fees.
I'm
So
stressing out right now.
yeah, no, it was a bad day. It was a horrible day. We never go shopping because
I hope you did.
we pull over and they call the cops and get insurance involved and shit, and it was a fucking bad time.
That sounds so awful. I can't imagine how I would be feeling in that situation. I would feel like the biggest dick in the world.
Yeah, no, it was because there was nothing I could do. It was I caused a problem, and
Someone's taking the full blame.
yeah, like naturally you want to I want to fix everything that I mess up when I
Right.
mess something up, but like there was nothing I could do. Like even if I told the cop like, hey, it was me, I was throwing pennies out the window, he's gonna be like, Yeah, shut the fuck up, kid. Your driver rear-ended somebody. I don't care what you were playing with in the passenger seat. All right, Beeves.
Oh.
Save me.
This is a story called Yawn Move. More like Wrong Move.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. So, I don't know if this is obvious to you guys or not, but I think I should just come out and admit that I have not been a ladies' man for my life. I've never been the smoothest.
No.
I've never been the smoothest stone in the riverbank. Okay.
Beeves, no.
Yeah,
You're so.
I'm awkward.
And but you're so.
Okay, let's just calm down there for a second, bucko. But this, I have to get into a really awkward mindset for this. But I will say, when I was working in the restaurant as a server, a lot of that awkwardness had to be eliminated by force because your livelihood essentially depends on you not being an awkward fuck. So, as the years went by and I was serving, you see girls come in and you're like, I'm interested in her. Let's see if I can make some plays here.
All right. Going to the rule book.
Yeah. Pulling out the book, drawing the X's and O's and the arrows, all that stuff. Escape routes, whatever. Did you just remember
I just
something?
remembered
Oh no!
Fucking same, dude. Taking notes over here.
But I see this one girl. She kind of looks like the very interesting type. She's like kind of quiet, but she brings in a sketch pad, and I'm like, whoa. I come up to her and I'm putting on the moves, laying down the smooth talk. Got the script in my head. I'm moving my chess pieces. I get her number, and we agree to go out for boba.
Bro.
Yeah.
Nice.
So all good and done. She doesn't have a car, but that's fine. I pick her up, take her. Car ride's awkward as hell.
Can we get an age range?
She was 18 and I was 19 or 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Still learning.
Yeah. We're still just kind of meandering our way through the world.
There's not a lot of expectations when you're 18, 19.
Right. She had just graduated high school and she was going to art college, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
Or design college.
You shot your
I don't
shot?
know. Yeah.
Where's this going?
But I quickly came to realize during the car ride that our energies were completely opposite.
Oh.
You guys know me as like loud, rambunctious. My music is an acquired taste.
That's one way of putting
It's very
it.
loud and rambunctious.
Yeah.
Like it's very high energy.
It's very
Right,
you.
Right. And then, but then I also go dormant for times, but we can talk about that later. Anyway.
My boy hibernates.
Yes. But then I quickly realized, like, there's a reason why she's the weird girl who doesn't talk much.
Oh, buddy.
She's kind of not very good with conversing and was just incredibly socially awkward.
Not just shy.
Right, not just shy, but just like she wasn't giving me anything.
Yikes.
I was trying my damn hardest. So we get boba. I'm still trying to force convo, trying to talk about art,
Yeah. Reaching out into her interests.
Right, and I don't know shit about art, so I'm like,
She's giving you nothing.
yeah, I'm like, have you ever heard of Art Nouveau? Yeah.
I don't get that.
It's like new art or something. I really like it actually, but it's like one of the only forms of art I actually like or know.
What?
I like art. It's the
Okay.
only ones that I've like cared enough about to actually like dig into.
Gotcha.
So, I was trying to like talk about art, but again, I don't know shit about art. I don't know what brush strokes are. I don't know any of that shit. I don't know drawing.
Is that what she's trying to talk about?
Well, no, I was just
She
trying
wasn't trying to talk.
Right. I was trying to throw bait out there. I'm like, just please bite something. I'm like throwing them out left and right. But eventually we finish our boba. Thank God. I chugged my shit, by the way. I was like, I'm fucking done here. And I take her home. Well, we get in the car and I drive to take her home. I don't know what possessed me to do this. Hormones, loneliness, awkwardness.
No.
I did the old yawn move despite nothing, having no sign from this date going well, of this date going well. And, oh God, hold on. I gotta pause here and just really compose myself and put myself back into the look on her face. This was the only emotional reaction I elicited from her. And it was the yawn move that was completely.
What are you talking about, yawn move?
Do you know what the yawn move is?
Is that where you do the arm?
Yeah, it's where you go.
Wait, you're trying to put your arm around her in the car?
Yes, to make things worse.
Why?
Listen, I need your support, okay? I don't need this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. I need your positivity.
I can see that you're hurting enough.
I'm dying right now.
But you were beating a dead horse, man. Like, you were trying to keep something alive that was gone.
I was genuinely interested, and she wouldn't give me nothing.
Okay, all right.
I don't even remember her name.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
God, that sucks.
What happened?
I remember the look on her face very clearly. It was a look of shock and like laughing, like smiling, like what are you doing? Kind of not like the this is cool. It's just like the fuck.
Just not receptive at all.
Not
Like,
receptive
this
at all.
is-
I recoiled my hand, and the rest of the drive was silent. It was 30 minutes of driving. I just looked.
You
at
didn't
her.
turn on the music?
No music.
Oh, dude, at that point you gotta just
Well, I was
like make
paralyzed.
yourself
I was
comfortable.
paralyzed. I was like, fuck.
I mean, I get it. Yeah.
So,
Oh my god.
See-
I'm so uncomfortable.
ladies,
I-
I'm single.
The most anxious I was listening to that is whenever I had you frozen, half yawn, arm in the air. After you told me that she recoiled and it was done and you pulled back, it was over, I was fine. Because I'm like, I know my boy Beeves, he's getting to there and he's done. Everything's closed.
Yeah, we sealed it there.
But for you, that drive was horrible.
That was the second longest 30 minutes of my life. First longest 30 minutes was picking somebody up from jail, but that's something else. But yeah, holy shit. DMs are open, ladies.
So while you were telling that
Oh, yeah,
story,
go ahead.
I don't know why it reminded me of this, but God, I think it was so embarrassing that I just had to bury it deep inside. So I had this little boyfriend in high school.
A little boyfriend.
And we weren't in the same class, so we would write notes to each other.
That's adorable. Don't laugh at that. That's sweet.
Listen, we didn't have the phones.
Yeah.
We
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
couldn't
yeah.
text in class or anything. They would make us put them away, or else they would take them.
Oh.
So notes
You
was
guys
the
had
best
cell
way.
phones in class?
Hmm?
What
No,
grade was
I
this?
said we weren't allowed to have cell
But you
phones.
guys had.
It was
headphones
high
then?
school.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not that old.
Okay, I guess. Yeah.
God, Haley, what was Woodstock?
What was
like?
Jesus like?
Okay.
You're a year older than me. I'm still so bad. Sorry. So sorry.
So we would write notes to each other. And the thing about this guy is he was so sweet. He was also like hardcore romantic.
Oh.
We had been dating for like a week or two, and he's writing me like poems and like like these long notes about, just over the top romantic and whatever.
The reason why I'm vomiting is because I was like this for a period of time, and it's taken me to a dark place.
I mean, to be fair, I enjoyed it at the time because he was like my first boyfriend.
Right. And it's like The Notebook. You're like, oh my god.
Right.
Yeah,
I was
just
like, it's
the
so romantic.
I did that shit too, but Caitlin was really receptive, so it was like fine.
But now I'd be like, bro, like, calm down.
Calm your tits, bro.
Anyway, so, oh god. After class one day, my favorite teacher calls me into his office.
Uh-oh.
And he pulls out of his desk drawer a folded piece of paper.
Oh, no.
And he wants to discuss it because he read it. He read the notes.
Was this a spicy note?
It was just embarrassing when your favorite teacher finds your love notes
The
and
guy that
reads them.
The teacher that you have like a connection with. Like,
yeah, he was. I would consider him my
gets you.
mentor.
He gets you, and then all of a sudden you're not a mentor, and he's not your mentor. You are so a kid that you're brought back down.
Oh god, that's awkward. It was one of the poems.
Can we get?
Was it the one you wrote or one that he wrote?
Honestly, I don't even remember. It was so horrifying.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You don't remember any details of that specific one?
I told you I blacked it out. It was. He also found or took one of my notebooks one time that I was writing like a story in.
Oh.
And okay, it was a good story, but I didn't want him to read it because it
Right.
had like some elements that would be embarrassing God, and he read them all, and he wanted to talk about that too.
Like in a constructive
Wait,
way.
he read all of them?
Yes!
In a constructive way.
I'm sorry. This teacher's sounding kind of creepy now.
Yeah.
I told you he was like my mentor. And that's the thing about a private school. Teachers can do whatever they want. So
Which
they
is
would
creepier.
confiscate things and read them. You had no privacy. They knew everything about you.
That is horrifying.
Yeah.
I could tell Miss Smith to fuck off if I wanted. Like, at the end of the day, like, you could, like, no, fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was none of that. Also, side note, your parents could sign a waiver thing
Oh,
that
I
if
know
you
where
got
this
in
is
trouble at school, they could spank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got spanked in 3rd grade. No, 2nd grade.
No, but we're talking high school.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Did you guys ever get? Obviously, you did. Did you ever get hit by like teachers or?
Not
I
at
didn't.
school. I did. I did get spanked at this Christian school summer program that I went to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2nd grade, they could just hit you. There was no waiver involved either. It was just in Louisiana you could hit
Oh
kids.
shit!
That's it.
Oh, God.
Actually,
I hate
I'm
this.
sorry you
I
went
hate
through that,
this.
Haley.
I love that you went through that because I'm having a great time right now.
Ross, well, you mentioned earlier, Ross, that my story reminded you of something as well. So you're not off the hook, Bucko.
No, it's nothing like that. It's so I was a shy kid. Like, honestly, our friend group has brought me out of that a lot. But I was not a in your face jokester. I was a class clown, but quietly. Like, when I knew that it was going to be received well,
Right.
it was not intrusive, nothing like
You
that.
took your chance.
Yeah. So, after high school, I get a job at a bar, and you're kind of just, no matter what position you are in a bar, you kind of have to talk to people.
Of course, yeah.
Like, bartenders, super jovial. Servers, super jovial. I was a fucking dishwasher, and I was still expected to talk to people. So I'm back there doing my thing for most of the night, but anytime I come up front, if anyone asks me for anything, I've learned to talk to them, and I kind of get out of my shell. So one day, we had access to anything in the bar that wasn't alcoholic. So, like, I would go, every now and then I'd go up there and fill a glass up with some water or some Coke and drink that while I was on shift. So there was a lull, because you can't get in the way of anybody who's actually doing their job.
Right.
So there was a lull. I go up there and head down, walk over to the Coke spray gun thing, and I start filling up a glass, and I hear out of the corner of my
Ear hole.
yeah, I hear off to the right. And I hear off to the left somewhere. I hear a lady say, "No, I would totally remember spending a night in a hot tub with that guy."
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh fuck,
I mean, you have to tune
they're
into
talking,
that,
they're
yeah.
talking about some shit right here.
Hell yeah.
And so I'm like, man, I kind of like want to glance up, but I'm not gonna, because I don't want to be prying, And then I hear her say it again, louder. She's like, "Oh no, I would definitely remember spending a night in a hot tub with this guy." And I'm like, bro, I gotta see who this bitch is. So I look up, and this 45-year-old lady is staring me in the fucking eyes, like, got me locked in. And I go, I freeze.
Oh no.
A little bit of Coke spills. But the only thing I'm thinking is, you can't let this chick punk you. You can't let this chick punk you. You can't. So I look at her, immediately wipe the shock off my face, and I go, "You damn right you would have."
Oh!
I get the fuck out of there.
Very good.
Wait, that's not embarrassing.
It was for a minute. Oh, she also was obsessed with me for the next, like, year and a half while we worked there.
Yeah, you
They
kind
were-
of fucked yourself over with that.
Yeah, no, it set the groundwork for a lot more embarrassing moments.
God.
Like, first of all, that was mortifying for me because I got shit the rest of the night. And her swinger husband were propositioning me and my
I mean,
girlfriend for the rest of, like, 2 years.
I would have done it.
I know you would have, but I'm not there for that. And, like, everyone would rip me apart, like, "Why don't you do it?" Either people were like, "You're a pussy for not doing it," or I'm like, or the girls are like, "I can't believe you're thinking about this." It was literally lose from everyone. I'm like, I'm not even. It's her, and gross. If you hear this, you made my life harder.
we saved the worst for last.
Oh boy.
Just kidding. I put my own special little spin on this. Trying to end us out on a positive note here.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
This is called Treating Embarrassment Like an Obstacle to Achieve Goals, The Ballad of Beaverton.
You used your full name.
I did. My proper name, my God-given name.
Your pod-given name.
Oh.
Now, embarrassment happens. Believe it or not.
Yes, it does.
Now, I've always been a chunky boy for most of my life. Probably almost all my life. But there was a moment in time where I decided to change all that, right?
Okay.
Your boy, as you guys know, I started going to the gym, started doing boxing a few years ago. And that shit's embarrassing, doing something for the first time in your life where you're like, I don't even know if I'm fucking this up, because boxing is very difficult to learn. And when you first go, you're just bad at everything. You're just fucking terrible at it. You're just like,
Form is hard.
Yeah, form's fucking difficult. And I was embarrassed as shit, and I never wanted to go back, but I forced myself to go every day. So what I'm saying is, I know there might be people who are trying to make positive changes in their life and feel embarrassed, or like people are watching them, or feel subconscious about doing things. But like, that's just natural. No one's actually really watching you and making fun of you. If anything, they're going to be supporting your goals, and they're going to be rooting for you on the sidelines, and just hoping you fucking get that shit. And then you're going to fucking get into a bad relationship, gain all that weight again, and then be struggling to lose it. So just don't get into a relationship. That's a bad one.
I think the core of that was great. I think most people are rooting for people more than they're rooting against them.
Of course.
Yeah. We have this in our head that people are constantly looking. First of all, no one's fucking paying attention.
No one cares.
No
one gives a shit.
Yeah.
And not giving a shit is better than making fun of you.
And the other thing is, as you can see, with time, these things aren't so embarrassing. And
No, they're the best stories you have.
They become really funny stories you can tell later.
And you can learn these great skills as long as you get that out of your head, get yourself out of your head, and they become lifelong skills. And I still fuck with it hard, fuck with it heavy, bro.
Word.
So that's life lessons from Beaverton. That was the whole podcast. That's what we were talking about today. So we're starting the episode.
Well, I hope you enjoyed listening to our super embarrassing stories. We did not enjoy talking about them.
It's oddly therapeutic. I feel lighter a little bit.
I'm glad you guys feel better, because I don't, man. I had buried a lot of that shit. I feel horrible. I'm super embarrassed.
Well, if you guys have any embarrassing stories you want to share with us, I don't know why you would, but we'd love to hear them. Make us feel a little better about ourselves.
Oh, yeah. You can email us at PassingLaughs@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook. Just look up PassingLaughs. Or follow us on Twitter at PassingLaughs. Or you can follow us individually. I'm at Bees Redacted.
At Haley Redacted.
At Ross Redacted.
Don't forget to pass on those laughs.
And shit.